And now it's time to check the long list of connectors that we have for Infinitivo pessoal. Okay, I'm going to tell you that on level A2, what I'm doing now is introducing the most important connectors that we have for Infinitivo pessoal. Okay, but on level B, you'll find and you'll learn uh, a few other words that also connect with Infinitivo pessoal. But this list that I'm going to show you now represents 95 of those connectors and definitely the most important connectors for Infinitivo pessoal. Okay, and in fact I'm going to start with the most important one in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion. And why is it important? Again, my criteria, it's always the same. If we're dealing with a structure that you use every day, I'm going to tell you that it's super important. If I'm dealing with something that I use once per year, I'm going to tell you that it's not so important, okay? This, expressões impessoais, impersonal expressions, we use this every day. So I think it's essential, okay? É importante, é possível, é importante, é necessário, é difícil, é bom, é mau, é necessário, é incrível, é fantástico, é genial. So this kind of sentences, this kind of expressions, we call them expressões impessoais, and they connect with infinitive pessoal. So which means that every time you use one of these expressions, é possível, é bom, é mau, é necessário, é importante, and if you have a verb right after the impersonal expression, you have to bend the verb, you have to use infinitive pessoal, okay? Then, I'm going to show you a few examples. É importante falarmos mais do que uma língua. It's important that we speak more than one language. So, falarmos, as you can see, it's falar, infinitivo, plus mus. So, falarmos, that's infinitivo pessoal. Another example. É necessário usares. So, this is for two, right? The first one is for nós. É importante nós falarmos. And this is é necessário tu usares. How do I know? Because we have here usar, the infinitive, plus es. This es, it's the ending that we use for tu, right? É necessário tu usares a lista das páginas amarelas. So it's necessary that you use the list of the yellow pages. Another list of connectors. This words here in bold, in my opinion, they are super important. And all the others are a bit less important, which means that we use less often than the words here in bold, okay? Prepositions, I'm going to start with para. Para, as I said before, para is like in order to or so that. Every time you use para with the value of in order to or so that, connect with infinitive pessoal. So you use para and then once again you have to have the verb right after the connector. Actually, this guideline works for all the connectors that we have here, okay? So for all these words, for all these structures, they only connect with infinitive pessoal if you have the verb right after the connector, okay? So para, in order to, or so that's, antes de means before, depois de means after, no caso de means in case, and these are the most important connectors, okay? That's, in my opinion, you should know, you have to memorize, you have to know by heart to start using infinitive pessoal. And now I'm going to check all the other words that we have here that I'm going to say they are also important, but less important. And again, less important because you use them less, much less than these words here, than these words and these structures here in bold. But I'm going to translate with you, okay? So, apesar, I'm going to translate for you. Apesar de means even though or although. Além de means besides. Por causa de means because of. Sem means without. Até means until. Por, it's impossible to translate because it depends in which context you're using. It depends with which verb you're using, so I cannot translate por. Ao, I'll show you in a second how to translate ao. I would say that ao, this connector here, it's the less important one. It's still here because it will be useful for me to show you how we use it. But there's another explanation why I still have here ao, even though I think that ao it's not a very important connector, okay? But you will understand why in a second. A few examples more. Para viajares de avião, so in order you to travel by plane, tens de ter o passaporte ou o cartão de cidadão. So you have to have the passport or the citizen card. So, para, it's a connector. Viajares, this is viajar plus es. So this is infinitivo pessoal when you use it for to. No caso de precisarem, precisarem, it means that we're using with vocês, or eles, or elas. No caso de precisarem de ajuda, so in case you guys need help, podem contar comigo. You can count, we say count with me, but in English you say count on me. And now I'm going to show you here two examples with ao. See? Ontem, ao. Amanhã, ao. So for both C and D, I'm using ao. Is it because we use ao a lot? No, it's not. I don't use this connector very often. But this gives you the chance to understand that we use infinitive pessoal, as I said before, sometimes to talk about things that happened in the past, sometimes to talk about things that will happen in the future, and sometimes about the present. An example. Ontem, ao entrares em casa, viste o gato. Yesterday, when, I'm translating ao like when you enter the house, you saw the cat. This is about the past, okay? So I'm using infinitive pessoal to talk about something that happened yesterday. And then I have a very similar sentence here, but it says amanhã, and amanhã it's tomorrow, as you know. So this is about the future. This is taking you to the future. Amanhã, ao entrares em casa, so tomorrow, when entering the house, you will see the cat. See that the C, it's a sentence about the past, and I have here infinitive pessoal. D, it's a sentence about the future, and I still have infinitive pessoal. So as you can see, that's the reason why I have here ao, to show you that first of all we translate ao like when, if you have a verb after it, and it connects with infinitive pessoal. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you shortly.